Welcome back to another episode of Helos and Homies. What you're looking at is Blue Mountains royalty in the form of myself and Jed Drew. How are you, brother? You good?
Yourself?
Yeah, I'm
Thanks
good, brother.
for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Now, Jed Drew is the son of Brad Drew, for all my rugby league heads. And this is the research I was talking about.
Yeah.
You and your dad are like one of the only cross-code sporting families in this country.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at it, and like Union and League, obviously. Yeah. There's a few, like Timmy Cahill and James Roberts, they were cousins, and they were like NRL and thing. But you and your dad are like one of the only ones I could find that were two different professions.
That's funny you say that because we have a media guy at our club, and he came in last week and said the same thing. And there's doing like a like paragraph on it. And
on you and your dad.
Mad,
Yeah, for those who may not know, Brady racked up 150 NRL appearances. Unfortunately, was hooker in that famous loss to the Knights in the grand final.
Still haunts him to this day.
You reckon?
Touchy subject.
Really?
It's touchy. Yeah.
So if I saw Brad,
if you saw Brad, he's not a happy man. When that comes on, that's it. Even with me, it's like salty.
Fucking hell. Yeah, and who else? He played for Raiders. Penrith.
Started at Penrith, went to Para, ended at Canberra.
Yeah, and then Huddersfield, he knocked up a few appearances.
Was meant to be there for 2 years, I think. We ended up being there for like 6.5.
So you and your brother were born here, eh?
Yeah, I was born in Canberra. Harry was born in Penrith.
Yeah. And then you lived in England growing up.
Yeah, like 6.5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were meant to be there for literally 2 years, but then Dad loved it.
Yeah.
Mum, like we all loved it over there. Met all our friends. We just ended up growing up over there. It was so good.
Hey, it's crazy to think you grew up in England, and out of like the mates you made, you most probably ended up being the professional footballer back in Australia.
Well, my best mate actually made his debut same week I did as well for Derby.
Massive.
We both made the debut same week. He made it I debuted Sunday, like first A-League start, sorry.
Yeah.
I started, and then a few days later he came on for Derby in FA Cup.
Fuck yeah.
But he was at Man City his whole life, like from 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then signed for Derby. So
They're in 3rd Division, eh?
No, they're in... Yeah, are they League One now, Derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got relegated last season.
Yeah.
Because of the points. Yeah.
Because of that financial shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. They Wayne Rooney almost did. That would have been the most impossible thing I've ever seen in my life.
He was class.
Yeah.
He was class last season.
That would have been better than
No one
Leicester's.
actually talks about that enough, how much he actually did.
And how close he came.
And he literally
with
had
like
no
Phil
communications. He had no communication with what was happening with the club. Because he found out from the media what had happened, and he still nearly got him.
Yeah.
Like,
and it was like, fuck, what? Like Phil Jagielka. Who were the other seniors there? There was some old...
they just had
Curtis Davies and shit like that.
they had old blokes who just...
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was fall from grace for them, to be fair.
Yeah.
Fighting for Premier League a few years ago, now they're in League One. So
Tom Lawrence.
What
a player. Yeah, so you grew up in England, and then so you've obviously come back here. But so you and your mate both debuted same week.
Yeah.
Did you have any other mates over there?
Mine was first A-League start. He came off the bench for FA Cup same week.
That's the shit.
Yeah, he's my best mate.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Lived like 2 houses away from each other all our lives. Same school, same team. And then that happened like same week.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Any other mates over there do well with football?
Yeah, like a few others, like Rochdale. So all of them were at like Premier League clubs when they were younger.
Yeah.
And obviously how competitive it is. Like they end up like Championship, League One, which is still obviously top. Like you're still earning good money playing. Like, and then one of my other like mates, he was like my rival back when we were younger. He played for our other local team, but we were mates. He's at Aston Villa.
Yeah. He
was at Aston Villa. I think he just signed for Hull. But he's playing consistently. He's
Hull's a good team to be at because of like George Honeyman and Callum Elder.
He's a top player.
Yeah, that's mad. So for those watching, we had Yanni on, who's run his course with football. He's into his 30s now. But yourself, you're 19, eh?
Yep.
6 appearances and a goal the other day.
Yep.
That was sick.
Yep.
That was a great finish. And you've also got a trophy to your name.
Trophy already.
Yeah. Because you came off the bench in it, or did you start in one of the games?
Started the first game of the
run
Australia Cup.
And that was against who?
Against Mackay Crusaders, some NPL team up there. Didn't even know I was starting until we got up there. Had no idea. And then came off the bench 3 more times. So missed 1 game and the final, the whole run.
Yeah, wow.
So found out late in the final that I wasn't playing, but he kept me in part of the squad because he didn't want to. He didn't want to make his decision too early, but kept me in the squad and then cut me like hour before the game, but still part of it, which was so good.
Yeah, still part of celebrations, watching it. Yeah, to be fair, the people you're competing for a spot for. So, for people that aren't fully aware of Jed, you're a winger.
Yep.
And Al Hassan Toure, and Azani.
And Craig Noon.
And Craig Noon. Yeah. Dude, I was every time I think of Craig Noon, I think of that fucking meme. Yeah. Do you know what it was? It's like this streamer, Craig Noon, had an inform, and his name's obviously spelt like no one. And this guy's opening packs and he gets a shit inform. He's like, fuck, it's fucking no one. And then he looks back at the screen and it's Craig Noon.
Every time Craig Noon like talks in our like group chat, like Arzani just sends that meme every time. It's just that meme every time.
Fucking hell. And so you go, the FA Cup come, 2 months back, man, now maybe.
Yeah, so it started in September, finished October.
Because you enter a round of 32, hey?
That's when we get entered into the comp.
So you beat Mackay.
Yeah.
And then who do you beat in the 16?
We beat Modbury Jets and Adelaide MPL team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, good for them.
Yeah.
And then 8?
And then Wellington Phoenix at home. And then
4
we versed Oakley Cannons in Melbourne.
And they had that kid as
the
backup.
13-year-old goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I came on like 75th minute.
Yeah.
And then like 85th minute, this 14-year-old keeper comes on.
That's sick.
But yeah.
And then you beat Oakley, and then you go obviously to the final. And in the final, Toure and Azani, to be fair, fucking
top performer. Yeah,
they just were cutting in at pace, eh?
Even like all week, Toure had spoken about if we win a penalty, he's like taking it no matter what. And like we'd been doing pens all week, and he wasn't scoring. But De Villa, our captain, he's like, if anyone has confidence to step up, take it.
Yeah.
And like he stepped up in a big moment. And
did De Villa not want to take it?
He didn't. Like he says to us, if you feel confident, take it off me. Like he's a top bloke. Like he doesn't care. He's selfless. Like,
what a guy, man. We'll go through your journey soon, but I want to ask you, the players you play with, like we just mentioned, De Villa. De Villa, for people that don't know, was owned by Chelsea.
Yep.
Didn't get on, but he was part of that Chelsea. Like Christian Atsu. Yeah. Who was the other ones? Like Lucas Piazon, that like lone club. Yeah. Juan Cuadrado was once part of that as well. Yeah. Philip Curto, who played top division, obviously, over in the Netherlands. And almost, I think, he played all in Poland juniors, but he didn't crack the Polish first.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it came up keeper. That, obviously Szczesny and Fabianski are around the same age. And then Arzani, who is still can be a wonder boy, like he's still that young.
He will be. I think he still will be.
Yeah. And then Craig Noon, who's obviously played like elite levels of football, played for Cardiff in the Prem. Yeah. What's it like for you, like just a 19-year-old kid from the mountains, like playing alongside those boys?
It doesn't feel real. Like some days you rock up to training and they're there training same field. It's just weird though, because we have a really strong connection as well. Like me, Nooney and Arzani, like we all get along really well, like off the field. So obviously you're just learning so much off them, and I think that's helped my game improve so much just over the last 3 months, because they've obviously already experienced so much. And Arzani's second youngest World Cup play for Australia.
Yeah,
and he's like helped me so much.
Who's our youngest? You know,
Qual now.
Yeah, but he hasn't played.
Yeah, he got on against France.
Oh fuck off! He did too. Yeah, fuck.
So,
yeah, I remember my run-in with Arzani fame was after the 2018 World Cup, and we're at Henry's brother's 18th, and like just the people he name dropped at the time, like Poch, Pogba. Yeah,
was that just after he got back from the World Cup?
Yeah,
so he would have been.
It was like a week or two.
No, he scored in a friendly game, didn't he? Before the World Cup,
Yeah, but when he came on against France, he actually like attacked.
Yeah, he was.
And that's something Australians aren't meant to do. Yeah,
that's what he said. He said like they were shocked when he came on. Yeah, because they didn't know how just raw he was.
Yeah, that's what
like French defenders obviously didn't know of him, and he came on and just like turned him around.
I'd like to get his opinion on knowing if Umtiti should have got a fucking red card in that game. That was blatant. The hand was above the head, handball, and he got a yellow. I was still filthy because if we draw them.
We would have made out.
And then no. But then we draw Denmark, but we go in different to the final day because France aren't so far ahead. Yeah. But here we are. Do Nooney and like De Villa talk about their time over in England at all?
Not really De Villa, but Nooney obviously talks about it more. We don't really talk about. Obviously, he's played some huge games. Like scored against Man City. Have you seen that goal? Like went on
Is that the worldie?
Went on a mazy against Man City and scored like far post. And he looks.
Was that for Cardiff?
Yeah, that was for Cardiff.
Yeah,
he was like 24.
Fuck.
And like went on an absolute individual run.
Yeah.
Just scored.
Cardiff back in the day were actually good.
They were good.
Neil Warnock.
That was Will Warnock days.
Yeah. Do you remember that when Chelsea robbed him on the last day?
Oh, yeah.
That was bad, eh? Yeah, and some of the players he had next to him, I'm trying to think. And Banger at the back or something. Or Bamba. Yeah. And Neil Etheridge in goal. This is nostalgia.
That is nostalgia.
Yeah. And what's it like? Because you're 19, eh?
Yep.
Like just being in front, like going to training and seeing guys you watch the Premier League. Like that would be crazy.
It's just ridiculous. And now training with them every day, it doesn't feel real, but you learn that much. And I think going in there at a young age, you have to just, there's no time to waste. Like you just have to
get after it,
because they've obviously been it as well, because they were there obviously when they were young, and there's no time to waste. Like they help you. Obviously they're strict on you, but they're gonna help you develop, and that's like the best thing about it.
Yeah. Now we'll go back to the way you got through, because there's a lot of kids in this country, Volpato obviously one of them, that get to the same level you were at, and then it stalls. So go back. So you grew up in England. You come back from England. Who do you sign for?
Literally played club football for Springwood.
You should have played for Redbacks.
Played for Springwood for about, I reckon, 3 years.
Yeah.
Then still, all this SAP started happening.
Yeah.
Like big hype about Nepean, SAP, Mount Druitt. All my mates started signing for SAP. Parents weren't a big fan of it, like signing, paying all that money just to train 3 nights a week and play mini games. So went to Emu Plains, which is still playing. Another 2 years there.
So how old are you now? 15?
I was 12.
Oh shit, yeah.
And that was when MPL at the time was full field at under 12s.
Yeah.
So that end of that season, I was getting sick of just club football.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to try go then step further, and told Dad I want to trial for Blacktown City because they were big.
Oh, good.
They still are a big club, but that's where every young kid wanted to be at the time.
Yeah.
And then told him if I didn't make it, I'm stopping soccer. Like literally, go play footy for Lower Blue.
Yeah.
So get to Blacktown under 12s, no idea what to expect. There was 85 trialists, 2 spots available.
Fuck, you got it.
Got that, one of them.
Yeah, right. Playing on the wing or playing middle?
On the wing.
Yeah. You always been a winger?
Always been a winger,
Yeah. And then, so you're at Blacktown and you're 12, 13?
Under 12s, I was,
Yeah. And then from Blacktown, where do you go?
That year got signed for Sydney FC. First year the academy opened.
Yeah,
Went from Blacktown to Sydney FC.
And
under
then
13s, and was there for 3.5 years.
So now we're at 15, 16.
16s we're at.
Yeah. Yep. And from 16 you go...
So I left halfway through the under 16 Sydney FC.
Yeah.
Moved to Westfields during that year. And then just didn't work out with Sydney FC halfway through that year. Left Sydney FC. And then it was halfway through the season, so wasn't really sure what to do. If I'd go to a club. Around that time I'd just made Aussie Schoolboys. Yeah. So I was like, I need to find a club to train with while I'm preparing for Aussie Schoolboys. So I went to train with Wanderers. Yeah. So I was training under 18s at Wanderers. And then I was hoping...
Volpato had been part of that.
I was with Volpato there, under 18s. Yeah. So he was training there. And then he was training under 16s at the time.
Fuck.
He wasn't even
crazy,
competing with in the older boys.
Yeah.
That's what's ridiculous about it. He was still... I would train with the under 16s one night and he was there.
Did he stand out?
He stood out. He's just got different class to what most players had.
Yeah.
He's just had flair that not many players have.
It's not... You're not meant to in Australia.
You don't find many, but you could always tell he had it. But I think it's like the coaches didn't like him having flair. Yeah. It's like, you don't want someone to stand out. But
coaches don't like the 10s anymore.
That's what I mean. They don't like a 10 that... Obviously...
They try and dictate too much, coaches.
They try to dictate. Yeah. It's like they didn't want him to create. Because sometimes he would want to shoot. Obviously, he loved to dribble, but it's like they stopped him from dribbling. Just tell him to pass. Yeah. When we knew he would be able to dribble. So, I was at Wanderers. And then they didn't end up signing me. I got cut from Wanderers. So they told me they were going to sign me. Yeah. And then end up they told me that there wasn't enough spots. So I got cut from Wanderers.
Fuck.
And then had no club. Called Blacktown because I thought I'd been there before. Like
maybe they'll train at least. Back in. Yeah.
Called Blacktown. They said they were full. And then I was literally considering that. I started talking to Dad. I was like, "Can you call footy?" I was literally calling footy clubs.
Yeah.
He called Emu Plains. He's like, "Can Jed come?" I was literally I was stuck, and then got a call a few weeks later from Blacktown saying a kid had left, so a spot opened up there. Signed under 18s, and then COVID hit. Yeah. So again, interrupted season. I hadn't played many games for about 2 years, just because of leaving Sydney FC, not playing obviously the back end of that season when I was at Wanderers, and then COVID hit. Stopped again another 6 months, and then went back. Blacktown finished the COVID season, and then stayed there again the next season under 20s. Yeah. So Blacktown was like big for my.
Shout out Blacktown.
Shout out Blacktown. Yeah, they're a top club.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's tough to crack. I think it's tough at Blacktown to crack first grade. Yeah. Because they're obviously competitive. They'll sign anyone to win the league. That was the only problem, I think, for being young there. But if you're playing under 20s, you're competitive. You're going to win the league or be close to winning the league. It. Yeah. And that's why under 20, I was loving it that season, and then got a call from Northbridge at the time.
So that's MacArthur's NPL team.
Link. So they'd bought out North Shore Mariners. Yeah. They had to be called North Shore Bulls, but they were still linked with MacArthur. Yeah. So my head coach at Westfields was the assistant coach. Yeah. So he'd put a word in for me. Mile Stajowski, Socceroos. Yeah. He was the coach. He'd never seen me play anything. Yeah. So he ended up signing me for first grade NPL, but he's like, "Oh, you'll probably play 20s most of the year." Yeah. Just because I'm young and stuff. Ended up playing NPL like that. Just last season gone, played the whole season first grade.
Who do you play? NPL 1 or NPL 2?
That's NPL 1. So versing like Picardus and all that.
Yeah. How'd that go for you?
Yeah, good.
Do you like that quality of football?
That was best, most important season I think I've ever had. Yeah. Obviously, that's what got me to where I am now. Yeah. Just because our team was young, we were struggling. We won three games all season. Yeah. It was tough. We were all young, but I think that's what was so good for me because I was able to, stand out. Yeah. Against older, experienced boys. Yeah.
But blokes who've done it in the A-League and shit like that. Yeah.
But I was expecting. I'd been told I was going to play 20s all year. Just took my opportunity. Yeah. Then ended up on the bench near the back end of the season last year for A-League. Yeah. Didn't get on, but just finished the season well, MPL, and got a call from the owner signing me a few months back.
And then this year you end up under Dwight Yorke's control, essentially. Yeah. He's your manager. Yeah, he is. What's it like? Your dad most probably would have realised the magnitude of being being your manager.
I think a lot of people in Australia don't realise how big of a name he is.
Greatest strike partnership
with Andy Cole. I feel like people, they know him, but I don't think over here they realise how actually big he is for the A-League. Yeah. He's one of the biggest names. Man United, great. Yeah. And Aston Villa. I think people are taking it for granted how huge it is.
He has that solo goal, eh? Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I met Sir Alex Ferguson a few weeks ago. Yeah. He said Dwight Yorke was one of the best strikers he's ever seen.
Yeah. Him and Andy Cole were stupid.
They were stupid.
Yeah. And it took Van Nistelrooy to come through.
That's what I mean. He started. That's when he started. When Van Nistelrooy came in, he stopped playing. But people, a few seasons before that, I think people took it for granted how good he actually was.
Yeah. Only Sonny and Kane have started to pass him and Andy Cole's stats.
As a combination.
And you think about how many games Sonny and Kane play together now.
And how many years they've been holding that record.
Yeah.
And now duo's finally breaking it.
Yeah. And you think about how freakish they are when you watch them too. For Tottenham, I fucking hate Tottenham.
And you see how good they were. You're thinking about how good must he have been. Yeah. So obviously we were young back then when he was playing. So we wouldn't have seen it all, but he's a freak. Yeah. Even at training, he still has it.
He still pings it around.
You can just tell, he's he's a baller.
Does he ever, like, when strikers are training, just go in and be like, fucking watch this, and just, like, do a Burkham flick and put it in the top corner?
If we miss the target, he's like, it's onto you.
Yeah, really?
He's like side footer and he just pings it like side netting every time. It's just ridiculous.
What's his big thing with coaching, like, with people up front? Is it to hit the target?
Hit the target.
Yeah, minimum.
Like, hit the target. He said he would rather us hit the target than just go for power. And he said as long as you're hitting it on target, you're testing the keeper. Like,
yeah, every chance.
He says if you're hitting the target, it's a chance it's gonna go in no matter what. If you're trying to go for top bins every time, and you're skying it, like you're affecting nothing. Yeah. So
fucking free tips, eh? Free tips for all my blacks and redback boys.
Yeah, hit the target.
Hit the target. That's what I say to them.
Bobble, it might end up top bins with the bobble at that pitch.
I've hit a few of those houses,
Mate, honestly.
Oh, fucking.
I used to go practice there, and some balls would end up on a car.
Yeah.
It would be the walk of shame straight over that fence sometime. Longest walk around just to get your ball.
You know, in that back corner where the hill is, we used to pump them over there. And we didn't realise at night there was a horse that stayed there. Like, we'd never gone there during the day when we first signed. Bro, all the boys used to go in and fucking just hear the horse come pounding over.
I actually stopped using those. I stopped using the goals because I would ping him over the fence so much.
Yeah.
I rocked up during lockdown. There was, like, tape on the black fence. Have you seen those? The
tape.
Yeah. Started using that. A bit less higher fence. I wasn't actually rocketing him over. It was so good.
And did you end up playing against Mace quickly?
Mace.
Ingram?
No. He was at Marconi, but he was like, I'm not even sure what he was. Yeah. He was signed first grade, but I didn't verse him when I versed him this season.
Have you been to Marconi?
Yeah.
You know how, like, next to it they have the retirement village? So that car park
on the backside?
Yeah, where you drive into the car park on the left, there's the retirement village. My nonna lives in there, so I go watch the Marconi games. And, like, Mace, like, I grew up versing him a few times. He wasn't anything, like, Mason was never anything crazy, but he was always big and strong.
Yeah, he's rapid as well.
Yeah, and
he was rapid.
But yeah, Richie we talked about before, but Richie was always like the star boy of our, like, age group, and your brother.
Yeah.
And then Mace was the one that went on to just do the damn fucking thing.
Yeah, he was like a quiet. I think because he was a defender.
Yeah.
No one really, because obviously Richie was at Wanderers. My brother was a striker. Like,
yeah.
I think they were talked about more because Mace just went about his business quietly. But he's the one, obviously, he was earning good money at Marconi. Like, for, 4 years straight or something. Yeah. And he was at Blacktown before that.
Yeah.
So
he's done it all.
He's done it well.
Yeah, he's done it properly. Yeah. Your brother, bro, back when, I think I played 1 year with your brother in, like, 10s or 11s or 12s.
Springwood. You were goalkeeper.
I was a fucking good goalkeeper too.
Mountains United.
You know I got dropped for being, like, overweight.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
No, that's
I've rocked up to trial for them. Zach Posadas ended up getting the gig. Anyone who knows football knows, like, in my age group knows Zach. Zach's, like, quite short, but fuck, he can get to, like, it's crazy how he can get to it. And Zach's the Warradale keeper. And so I was the only keeper that trialled, and then the higher ups were like, "Nah, like, he can't do it." And then I left football for like 4 years, went to play AFL.
Oh, really? Oh,
and
you went.
Yeah, like, I was actually alright at AFL, and then I've come back to football, and I didn't get any better. But I haven't gone in goal since.
Really?
But
outfield, what do you play nowadays?
Centre mid. Yeah. I just like to fucking barge around and slide tackles.
Get weighed in.
Yeah,
absolute weighed in.
Get the ball up. Yeah. Take free kicks and all that good shit. Hit him from 40 yards.
Exactly.
I've scored 2 goals.
Free kick?
One was a free kick, one was from 40 yards against Corey Hutchings. It was a fucking screamer.
That's huge.
But if you know the amount of shots I take, you wouldn't be impressed. That was 2020 before COVID hit. I got sidetracked. I'm talking about my football journey. Now, when you got to MacArthur and you're going through, how was it? What was it like making your debut? Like, what was that feeling like?
Well, the Australia Cup debut or A-League, which one? The first one?
Let's go your starting debut.
Starting debut, I was not expecting it all, to be honest. I found out the day before that I was even travelling. Didn't even know I was in the squad until the night before, 9 p.m. They messaged me saying you're on the plane tomorrow morning.
Fuck.
So find that out. So I was already like scrambling.
Yeah.
And then I was just.
Did you sleep?
Nah, I was like over the moon just to be on the plane, like.
Yeah.
And then get there. Arzani had just signed because he signed a bit later.
Yeah.
And I was his roommate. We were roommates, and we're just talking about it. Like, oh, do you reckon I'll get on? And he's like, you'll be starting, because he's like, I have no match fitness. Yeah. He's like, 100% you'll start. And I was like, was like, nah. I thought he was just egging me on.
Yeah.
And then we get to the game. They hadn't spoken to me at all. The coaches didn't want to tell me you're starting. Get to the game, like have our team talk, and they're like, oh yeah, you're starting.
Yeah.
And I was just like nervous because obviously if I knew earlier, I'd prepared differently. Yeah. So I had no idea. Yeah. So it was just put on me real quick, but.
Yeah. What's it like being on the pitch with like very demanding figures?
Yeah.
Because your centre back, what's his name again?
Cock.
Yeah.
Mate,
he seems like a fucking animal.
He's huge for our team. Like.
Yeah.
He gets stuck in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's a scary bloke.
Turkish bloke, eh?
Crow.
Crow.
We have a few crows as well, and they're they get stuck in.
How fired up did they get before the final?
Mate, they were like
that would have been hard for them.
They were around you. Obviously they live in that area and grew up playing for United. Yeah. Yeah, they all family friends. Like they were loving their journey to the final. They were going to all the games, celebrating with them. Yeah. They're all mates. Yeah. And obviously when it came to like game time, no mates.
I won the trophy. Yeah.
Actually get stuck in. Yeah. But Tommy Cock, he's a legend. Yeah. Obviously when I first joined the squad, I was like a bit scared because he's like he's just
demanding centre back.
Demanding straight to. He'll tell you how it is.
Yeah.
But if you like get his respect, like he's a legend. Yeah. Like, we have good chats always now because he like earned his respect.
So first touch on the ball, what are you thinking? What's happening?
My first touch on the ball was actually my go-to fake shot. Yeah. I was like, first touch, just see what I can do with it. I don't want to go backwards first touch on the ball. So I literally had one-on-one with this left back, and I just took him inside. Yeah. Got a cross in, won a corner. That was my first touch.
How good.
My debut.
And when you had your first shot, where was that at? Like what
first
part
shot
of
was that game.
Yeah.
1-on-1. Thought I was offside. Took a shit touch. Yeah. And I should have buried it.
Yeah, and what happened? The keeper just saved it, or you hit it wide?
Shit touch, and he came out. And
Who was your debut against?
That was against Mackay Crusaders. That Australia Cup.
Yeah, but and then when your A-League debut
was against Adelaide at Campbelltown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, came on.
How was that?
Yeah, that was so good.
Who was marking you? Right back at Adelaide? Or
left back Kiddo. Ryan
He's
Kiddo.
alright. He's had a fucking pretty big career, man.
He has had a big career.
Yeah.
He started off as a winger.
And he played centre mid.
Centre mid, and I don't think he was just. He didn't really score but he's a top fullback because he's rapid and he's strong and he gets up and back all day. Yeah. And he's good.
Him and Jimmy Jego, and there was someone else as well. Growing up, he played for Wanderers. I can't remember. He's like this bleached blonde guy at attacking midfield.
Oh, and Mitch Nichols?
Mitch Nichols, absolutely. Yeah, bro, those guys,
got done for the coke.
Yeah, but unlucky Mitch Nichols.
Yeah. But he was a baller
on his day, bro.
He showed up in big games. Mitch Nichols. Those few seasons when he's at Wanderers, he was like
Brisbane,
huge for Wanderers and Brisbane.
I think him and Kiddo at Adelaide. Yeah, and then Kiddo. Yeah, that's pretty good opponents to come up against. Yeah. And then who has caused you the most trouble? Like when you verse them, you just think, I can't fucking get past this prick. Because you didn't play against Kakache, eh?
Nah, thank God.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
He's
in Italy now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I watched when they versed Australia. He's a freak. Yeah. He was causing Australia problems all those games.
Yeah, bro. He's first on team sheet for Empoli.
He's like he's a left back, but he's playing like 10.
Yeah.
He literally runs inside. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he comes in and he comes at like a diagonal line.
He's a freak. Yeah. I rate him so much.
So, back to the question. Left back that's caused you grief. You got any?
Honestly, the bloke I versed against Mariners, young Farrell.
Yeah,
left back. He's like 20. He was the hardest fullback because obviously we were against each other for 95 minutes. Yeah. So that was like my best opportunity because I've come off bench like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah. Games have been stretched. So obviously there's space for me in behind. So I've versed Ben Garuccio for Western United.
Fuck, he's had a career.
He's good going forward.
Yeah.
But that was good for me. He was like, I had a lot of space in behind that game.
Yeah.
But I think Farrell from Mariners was just because we were against each other all game. So it was a top battle. Yeah. And he was like up and back. We were both up and back.
Anyone on the pitch when you've got on, you're thinking like, I can't believe I'm on the pitch, same pitch as this guy?
Yeah, there's a few like like all those few of those Mariners boys.
Like Dog.
Cummings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even just playing with like Noon and Devere. I think they're the biggest ones.
Devere's special player.
Devere is so good.
Yeah, and big in Mexico.
And you can't not hate him. He's like one of the nicest blokes you meet.
Yeah,
and just for him to still be playing after everything that's happened to him,
it's crazy.
It's like inspirational for us boys, because he could have left if he wanted to, but obviously he loved it.
Continued on.
Wants to play.
Yeah. Have you? So the Mariners boys, like, what? Did you come up against Qual?
Yeah, back in MPL days.
Yeah. What was he like in MPL?
Like just raw.
Yeah.
Because obviously MPL's...
He's raw as fuck when he comes on for Mariners as well.
MPL's much different to A-League. Like rougher. So games more stretched. That's
midfielders aren't as
they're just
as articulate.
No, they're long ball merchants and absolutely get stuck in.
Yeah, like 6 to 10 tackles a game.
If you try to dribble them, you're getting an absolute one to the Achilles.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed playing MPL last year in first grade. Like, because I was young as well. If you're skinning like an experienced boy, you're getting like next tackle, you're getting absolutely whacked.
Yeah, it's about like respect.
It is respect.
See how you get back up and stuff.
That's
like
what I mean. There was a few where they were just like not bored or.
Yeah.
There was a few where it'd be like 5 seconds late.
Yeah.
And ref would just be like unfazed.
Yeah.
Get up.
So continuing on with the A-League, like how in terms of club like dreams, right? Obviously the dreams to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Whenever that's just fact for anyone who plays in the A-League. It's to go to Europe. Have you got like where in Europe would you like to play? Like what's your pinnacle? Is it like a league or is it Champions League or is it like
I think Champions League is it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to play Champions League.
Yeah.
But I think for me at the moment it's just anywhere in Europe and taking my opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when you'll make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
you're hoping to win it this year with MacArthur?
Yeah.
How are you guys sitting?
We're 4th.
Who's first? City.
Melbourne City.
McLaren. Yeah, he's just goal merchant.
And he's not
proper
starting
number 9
for Socceroos.
Yeah, proper number 9. I don't know what I think. I said this before the tournament. I'll release this in 2 days, by the way, so this will be good timing.
Yeah.
But like, I think the reason they went with Duke is to get the ball up long.
Yeah.
Get the header, try and bring it down, and then when you bring it down, it's like, what the fuck do we do now?
Yeah, it's like.
But to be fair, we got to win.
Well, I think with Australia, it's just going to be a dogfight. I think that's why they start Duke, because he'll run for you all day, no matter what. Like he'll chase anything.
Yeah.
And he'll throw an elbow in. That's what he does. He just jumps up and gets an elbow in. Like he's a little like, bulldog.
I think that's why they don't want to play Frustic yet.
No.
He's a touch of class that we don't know how to manage.
He's like a more technical player, and we don't have enough
technicality around him
to use him correctly. So.
When he played against Japan, and when we lost on home soil, I was there, and you could just see like this guy thinks, and no one thinks.
Oh, he's like a step ahead. He's a step ahead of everyone, and I think that's why we're not starting him.
Like he won a Europa League before he did that, and then you look at the rest of the team.
He was like a pinnacle. He was like big in that Europa League journey. Like. He was actually playing.
And you look on who's on the left of him, which is Filip Kostic. And fucking...
Andre Silva up top, the Portuguese striker.
Yeah, and then you got like this Dahlstrom kid, the Danish kid, or Lindstrom or something. He's a freak. And he's part of this team. And like Indika at the back and stuff like that. And Trapp in goal.
Yeah, Trapp in goal.
And that's who we've got playing for us. And then we've got like the rest of the team. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. But with McCarthy... So you got... You're in 4th. Yep. Who's in 2nd and 3rd again?
Think
Wanderers are doing alright this year, eh?
Wanderers are 2nd or 3rd, and then
fuck Sydney, by the way.
Mariners are they 3rd or 5th? Mariners.
They'd be up there because
there's Melbourne City 1st, Wanderers 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah,
we're 4th. But if we lost that game against Mariners, we're 2nd last. That's how tight the ladder is.
Wow.
Because that would have been 3 losses.
Because Perth are bottom, eh?
Perth are bottom. Western United 2nd bottom.
Western United win it last year.
They won that grand final last year.
What?
Yeah.
Who actually won it last year? But
Melbourne
I don't
City.
acknowledge. Yeah. I don't fucking acknowledge the finals winner. It's so stupid.
It is stupid.
It's like NRL marketing. It just separate the two. We don't have grand finals. It's not. Yeah. Just acknowledge the.
Obviously, for us, if we still won the grand final, we'd love it. But
I
think the minor the premiers is what you want.
Yeah. Especially going overseas, I reckon they'd acknowledge more the actual premiership than the finals.
Because when they see grand final, they'll be like, "What's
fuck?
that? No one has a grand final over in Europe."
Yeah.
It's
Have you got any clubs in Europe that you've like an Ajax or something that you've like just thought, oh fuck, I'd love to play there? Like any stadiums?
Oh, Borussia Dortmund Stadium.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
That
the yellow wall, bro,
is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like the atmosphere is so good.
Yeah,
that yellow wall's.
Yeah, when they rise up with the they have the papers.
Yeah,
and once everyone puts it up, it obviously creates an image.
Yeah,
and it's fucking crazy.
Mate, that stadium's so. There's so many. Even some of the Premier League set. Like I love Newcastle Stadium.
St James.
St James.
Yeah,
I love that one. I love the smaller Premier League stadiums,
like Bournemouth,
like ones that are literally you're next to the stand, like getting absolutely crunched on the sideline, like Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Like
Selhurst Park.
Like
is that Selhurst? Yeah.
So you're literally like 3 meters away from the sideline.
Zaha loves it.
Zaha loves it because it's absolutely crunch and he's straight up.
Yeah.
Zaha's a top player.
Yeah, he's a freak. What about some other clubs like over in Italy or France or anything?
Honestly, I haven't looked at Italy, to be honest. Like, I think England.
You don't want to play for the Viola?
I would still play for the Viola. 100%.
I'd come watch your debut. You know the only
bloke. If they
gave
me a call, I'd be there right now.
Do you know the only bloke Aussie I've ever watched play for the Viola?
Who?
Have a wild guess.
Is it a common name or
Aussie midfielder?
Aussie midfielder.
Had his time in the Socceroos. Nothing too crazy. Josh Brilliante.
Wow. And now he's
only
at
one.
Melbourne Victory. He's at Victory.
Yeah, he's proper A-League midfielder.
Yeah, he is a
Brilliante. He was always better than when he was younger, he was way better.
Better than the A.
He was way clear. He was there for like 2 years. He got sent on loan, different places. Yeah. But yeah, he was our only one we took a gamble on, and then we never fucking looked at the A-League ever again. Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, and so with this year, if you win it, you'll have 2 trophies to your name in under 25 appearances if you play most games. That's fucking mental.
And in under 12 months, not even a year.
Yeah. That's because you made your debut
September in Australia Cup.
Holy
and then
shit.
A-League debut was October.
Working at the pub to this.
Yeah. And
that's an Aussie story,
and
bro.
I'm still there.
Yeah, I've seen you there.
Still there,
yeah.
Never leave.
Do people you work with know?
Yeah. They watch the games put it on the big screens.
That's crazy.
So last few weeks ago when I was first in Mariners, they had it on. Yeah. And apparently it was they were screaming.
Yeah.
Which would have been so good.
When you scored your winner, who was that against?
Mariners.
Yeah, and fucking what's his name? Puts that Georgian bloke. Is he Georgian?
Yeah, Arabulli.
Yeah. Puts that ball through, mate. And you go through the gap between the fullback and the centre back, and you're making your way towards the goalkeeper, and you put it through his legs. Yeah. But what are you thinking when you hit the 18-yard box? What are you thinking?
First thought is literally I always look across.
Yeah.
Because against Adelaide, I literally had the same run, 90th minute, and I cut it.
And it fucked up.
And he didn't score. We didn't score from it.
Yeah.
And then all the boys after that were saying, "Why aren't you taking that yourself?" Yeah. Because obviously I'm young. I don't want to I was trying to be unselfish, nerves, just trying to get it across. And then literally 95th minute, I saw Arzani running out of corner of my eye, but too late. So I'm just hitting this. Yeah. Vukovic decided to leave his near post all open, so I just whacked it near post.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And when you scored, you kind of looked like a stunned mullet.
I was dead.
I
actually, last 10 minutes, I was so out of it.
Yeah.
My legs were done. And I was just I'm just going to hit this as hard as I can. Yeah. And when I celebrated, I was actually cooked. Yeah. So I just didn't know what to do. Mate, I was too happy. I didn't even know what to celebrate. Was in a circle on my knees. They were just patting me. I'm like, yeah, my legs are done. Blow the whistle now.
Fucking hell.
I was so cooked. But
what was that feeling like, scoring a goal at the highest level in this country?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to happen this soon either.
Under 5 appearances.
And especially last game before the World Cup, last play of the game to win.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't think you could think of a better outcome for your first A-League goal. Yeah. Especially
you put your name in people's heads.
I think that's the best part of it. It's I've made a bit of a headline going into the World Cup because obviously Qual was playing as well. Yeah. And there was a lot of talk about 2 young boys scoring. Both of us scored in the same game. Yeah. Both teenagers. I think
Qual had a crack at that
Cole
game.
had a blinder.
Yeah.
Came on 60th minute, scored 2 goals in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part of it. That's finally young boys are in the A-League and they're taking their opportunity because obviously the past 5 years it's they've been against young boys playing A-League, and finally I think the football's getting better because they're giving young boys opportunity. It's speeding up the game. Obviously people are taking their opportunity. Yeah. So that's I couldn't think of a better outcome for a first goal.
Do you reckon Qual and Cumdog should come on at the same time at the World Cup? That's his name, man. Cumdog. Cap the Cumdog. Cap the Cumdog was a big thing for like 2 years. Cumdog has arguably, out of all the players in our team, had the greatest game ever at club level for Shrewsbury Town against Liverpool. That is the most... I remember when it happened, when he wasn't even... Like, we didn't even know at the time. Like, when Harry Suter came into the scene, it was known through people... Harry Suter's mum or something is Australian. Same with Martin Boyle. After a while, everyone knew mum or dad's Australian. Georgios Samaras was the same. When he played for Greece, he was like... Everyone knew he had a parent that was Aussie. But for fucking Cumdog, no one knew a thing for ages. No. But that Shrewsbury Town thing at the time was massive. Yeah. And then, I think him and Qual should come on at the same time at the World Cup.
But then what? Are you leaving McLaren off? Is that what you, like? I think you have to...
Or you start McLaren.
Yeah, but then what? Duke's just scored. I think you start Duke.
Yeah.
But then you have what? A-League's top goal scorer on the bench.
Yeah.
It's tough, but...
Qual has to fucking come on.
But you've seen what Cumdogs and Qual do together for the Mariners. Like, it's them. They create everything. If one of them's not scoring, they're still setting it up. Yeah.
Or you push J-Mac to the left.
Or you put J-Mac... But then you have Mobile...
I'll say it. You don't have to say it. But, like... bro, I'll say it. But, no, honestly, I love Mobile. I love him. And I love him, like... I love him for the fact he's having a crack in the top 5 league, even though he's
the most experienced winger in our team, wouldn't he be? Like, right now, the team he plays for.
And he's still having a crack at a club that's fucked. Yeah. I don't know if you know about Cadiz, but their club is fucked up tops.
Are they are they promoted this year?
They're up and down a bit.
Up and down?
I'm not sure if but they've been, ever since I've, like, known about the La Liga, they've always been, like, in and around.
Yeah.
But,
why is it a top club, but? Like, what do you...
No, it's a small club.
Small club?
Spain's full of really small clubs that pop up. But, like, because Malaga went down, that was, like, the first of the big ones falling. Yeah. But, I think Mobile the other night, bro, like, everyone knows how rapid he is. Like, I hate to use this as a reference. I think I used it with you in the car. Like, he has 90-something pace on FIFA. And, like, as stupid as a reference that is truly how fast he is. Like, he's
rapid.
Like, top % of players in the world. And he came on the other night and he just looked fucking lethargic. Yeah.
Well, I think...
And then he had that play where he got in behind finally, and then the touch on the edge of the box, and you just go like, fuck, if you put that away...
Yeah, he scored. I think...
Or force a corner, it's different.
He hasn't been playing in Spain, has he? Because
he's coming on, but...
He comes on, and sometimes he doesn't get on. It's like... It's just hard. When you're playing consistently, I think he's beating him one-on-one and shooting. Yeah. I feel like just because he's not been playing as much,
Yeah, it's hard.
But you still know he's a top player.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of wing... Like, you have Lecky, who played in, Bundesliga. Yeah. And he actually... You could say he did well in Bundesliga. When he was at...
Yeah, he played...
Schalke or whatever. He was
Ingolstadt.
And he was at... Wasn't he at... He was at...
Hertha Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was actually starting.
Yeah, you know his captain was at Ingolstadt? John Matip.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a good team they had. They got relegated, but yeah, I'm pretty sure John Matip was there. And there was other people in that team. But he got there through the 2015 Asian Cup. Yeah. And him and Massimo Luongo got contracts overseas. Yeah. But I thought like he was cracker the other night.
Yeah, he was so good the other night.
Hopefully people listen to this on Wednesday night because the game's at 2 a.m. on Thursday. But what do you reckon for Thursday morning? How do you reckon we should line up? Do you reckon we should keep the same?
I reckon you keep the same lineup, but bring Atkinson back in if he's fit.
You didn't like Karasic?
I prefer,
didn't rate it?
I prefer
Atkinson.
I think he's more consistent. I feel same as Karasic. I think he was still solid, but I think on the ball you're getting more out of Atkinson.
I said that to him. Yeah. I said I wish Karasic pushed on. There was plenty of times
where... It looked like he wanted to push on, but it was like, do I push on 2 minds in case we get countered? Yeah. I feel like Atkinson, because he's so fit. Yeah. He's like, he'll run back and he creates an attack.
Yeah. But he plays against Fiorentina in the Conference League. He was in our group. And him and Cammy Devlin have a proper fucking crack.
Mate, Cammy Devlin he's another one who could start.
To be kept out of that midfield, like, shows. I agree with the midfield.
Oh yeah, the midfield.
If Hrustic is fit, I think Irvine can go.
But even if Rogic is in, who start? Like, if Rogic got picked, who misses out in that midfield? Because McGree's performing in Championship.
That's what people, when they bring up the fucking Rogic thing, it's like McGree performs in the Championship. Rogic is at the bottom of the table with West Brom.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like McGree's.
Kenny Dougal was the one that was robbed at Blackpool, the defensive midfielder.
Was he an Aussie?
He's the one with the lazy eye.
Really? I don't even know him.
That's how you can recognise him.
Yeah.
But he scored like a double for Blackpool this year at defensive midfield.
I feel like Rogic, just because he's been such an integral part in the past few years.
Yeah.
But McGree, he starts every week for Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
And he scored a bomb the week before the World Cup. Like, so you know that he can compete in the best league in the world.
Yeah.
So it's just, that midfield you keep that the same.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, because Irvine.
Yeah.
He's proven it.
Do you keep Rouse next to Suter?
Yeah.
It's just may as well now, eh?
Well, who else do you have who's another centre back? Do we even have another one?
Fuck, I don't know.
No, I think we have like 5 fullbacks. They're the 2 best centre backs.
Yeah. Who do you bring on?
You bring on
Jed Drew's the manager.
You bring on.
You got to bring on Hrustic.
You bring on Hrustic first,
because he can play 6 or he can play
fucking. You bring him on, and then you bring
9.
on Qual.
Yeah.
Like 70th minute. Sure.
And you bring on Bacchus?
Bacchus has come on both games, hasn't he?
He actually played well the other night
against
Tunisia. He won the ball a lot in that final 10.
It's just we have so many midfielders on the bench.
Yeah.
And then obviously Qual has to come on.
Yeah.
Because he's changing a game.
Yeah.
Because he'll just he's gonna try take people 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And then you bring on Hrustic, he'll find people.
Yeah.
To and then
Hrustic and Qual, I reckon.
Duke can't play 9. I don't think Duke plays 90. So then you bring on McLaren or Cummings. Yeah. But then it's so tough because you have Mobile as well.
Yeah.
And you only have 5 subs. You actually have a lot of players on the bench who could make an impact.
Yeah.
But you just have. It's like we have a strong bench.
Yeah, the way I see it is judging a player at club levels like most probably the easiest way to go. And if you go, all right, Qual's signed by Newcastle United, Hrustic is signed in the Serie A, like they just have to come on.
They come on.
Yeah.
First. They come on. And
I'd like to see Qual against, the Denmark defense is all top. It's Anderson, Christensen, Simon Kjær. Like that's a fucking top defense. I'm surprised he didn't come on again.
He came on against France, but not against Tunisia the other night.
Yeah, because Arnold went into
he went into just sit
damage limitation, man. Yeah. He went 10 behind. And there was, you know what, we should have made it 2-0. If that was Qual instead of Leckie, that would have been 2. Yeah. Leckie was so tired. He was
cooked. Yeah. But he'd put in a shift.
Yeah. I can't wait, man. I was almost going to cry on Saturday night.
I was loving it. We were at his house. We were loving it.
I had my head in my shirt. I was going to fucking cry. When Kai Rouse, fucked up.
Mate.
I'm going, I can't.
No, when we saw Sutar run across, mate, we were off our seats. Absolute crunch.
Yeah,
mate,
bro.
That was a top tackle.
I got more excited about his tackle when they had a shot on and Rouse wasn't covering it. Yeah. I got way more excited about that because I didn't even see him coming. Yeah. You know when they broke behind and then they shifted to the right of the box?
Is this in the second half?
No, first half.
First half?
Yeah, first half. End of the first half.
Oh, and they cut it, and he missed the one.
And he hits it, and
he put enough pressure just to.
And he clears it, and it goes out for it. But I was going, oh fuck me, you're a fucking hero, you Scottish prick.
He put in it. He was a freak.
Yeah, him and Moy, some of the best performances.
That was the best performance Moy, I reckon, in an Australian jersey.
Yeah,
like best performance he's had in an Australian.
Yeah,
he was so good.
Shows it was like a Huddersfield at United performance, bro.
Man, he was just he was everywhere.
I reckon they should give Harry Souttar and Aaron Moy a mention and Byron Bay for those performances.
Yeah.
That's so simple. That's what should be man of the match at the World Cup for the Aussies, bro. Honestly, people don't understand. We've been so fucked up at the World Cup since 2006. 2010 we had a crack. We were unlucky to miss out. I think we beat Serbia.
That was our first win since 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That Serbian side we beat were like a broken up. So the World Cup before, they were Serbia and Montenegro.
Yeah.
And then the World Cup before that, they were Yugoslavia. So by the time we got to 2010 to verse them, even though they had like
it wasn't a strong team.
It wasn't a strong team. It was broken up. And then, like 2014 and 2018, like we just haven't even... 2014, we actually played quite well. But we just...
I think, honestly, we actually score goals.
Yeah.
We just can't... we can't hold all...
we can't control the game.
We can't control it. And I think that's
but what pisses me off was you have the capability to. You can't, Tunisia had one good midfielder in Skiri, the Batman guy.
Yeah.
Like, he plays in the Bundesliga, but besides that, we should have dominated. But anyway, we're through, and I'm so excited.
Buzzing.
I can't wait.
Mate, I reckon all we need is a draw. And
but we can't play. Yeah,
but you can't.
In Australian fashion, we can't
go
play
into the
like
game
that.
being like, let's just play for a draw.
Yeah,
because
I saw someone like talk about it on another podcast. I was like, "Fuck, man, you got no clue. If we go in and you give Christian Eriksen space in the midfield, we're fucked."
We play worse when we sit off.
Yeah.
If look at us at first 15 against France.
Yeah.
Put pressure on their centre backs. They kicked it out every time.
Yeah.
Or we had a counter.
Yeah.
And we scored from it. Because literally, Konate and Upamecano, two big centre backs, and they weren't liking that pressure.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to change it back because Denmark are a back five.
They are.
So he's gonna have to fuck it. Arnold. I said some bad things about Arnold before we went to the World Cup, but he's going to have to fucking figure it out. Yes. I didn't expect us to get past the UAE. And then when we got to Peru, I thought there was no fucking chance.
Mate, Peru.
Because Peru actually...
We lost to Peru last World Cup as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got dicked by Peru last World Cup.
Lucky we have Redmayne. Where would we be without Redmayne?
God bless him, man. That was a fucking ballsy move, that. That was a ballsy move, bringing him on.
What a beast.
Just quickly... You came through NPL.
Yep.
Do you think there's a problem with the NPL system going into the A-League? Like the feeder, the feeding
promotion and relegation?
Yeah, well, obviously we need a second division.
Yep.
I don't think, if someone disagrees with me on that, then they're a fucking idiot. But, talking about, NPL, kids in the NPL feeding into A-League clubs, do you think there's a problem?
Well, there's not enough of it, that's for sure. There's a lot of top players in NPL who aren't getting seen. But I think the biggest problem is there's a lot of NPL teams who have all these top players in under 20s, but don't give them opportunities in first grade. That's the biggest problem.
Haven't heard that yet.
I think that was my problem at Blacktown. Yeah. Because I was stuck. I think I'm being dead set. If I was still at Blacktown, I'd still be on under 20s right now.
Yeah, wow.
Because they signed Travis Major for the 8th time. Danny Choi.
Danny Choi's still kicking.
Danny Choi's back at Blacktown. That's what I mean. I think
Danny Choi and Panny Nikas growing up were NPL gods.
Best NPL players ever. If I was still at Blacktown, I would still be in the under 20s.
Yeah. You know where Nikas got his fucking A-League debut?
Mariners, wasn't it?
With fucking Robbie Fowler up at North Queensland.
Oh,
he was part of that team.
Gold Coast Fury.
Yeah. No, North Queensland Fury, and then there was Gold Coast United.
Was it I thought it was Gold Coast
Fury. No, North Queensland Fury. Gold Coast United had Jason Kalina. Yeah. And then North Queensland had Robbie Fowler.
They folded early, didn't they?
Yeah, they folded. Both of them folded in early 2010s.
I think, obviously, there's a lot of top players in NPL that have the ability to be in A-League. They're just not. It's like they're scared to give them the opportunity. Yeah. I think that was the best thing for me moving to MacArthur. Yeah. Because I feel like even at Sydney FC now, there's so many boys I played with at the academy who are finally playing. But there's a lot of good NPL clubs who have top players who just... But I think the biggest problem is what I said, giving them an opportunity from 20s to first grade. Yeah. There's boys at Blacktown who have played 20s for 4 years now. Yeah. Crazy. Who could be playing first grade anywhere else. Yeah. But Blacktown's obviously such a good club. Yeah. But they obviously want to win the league every year, so they're trying to get experienced boys. Yeah. And I think the way NPL's played, there's boys who just get stuck in. Yeah. Who are gonna win you games. Yeah. No matter they might not be as technical as these younger boys, but they're gonna do something for you. Have a crack. Yeah. I was gonna say, so this is how I would structure it, second division. Now, anyone who disagrees, go have a look at fucking Ibar. They had Ibar had 9,000 seater, and they had Ronaldo playing it and Messi. And that's in Spain. The way you would do it is you wouldn't change a thing. You would have the NPLs all across the state stay the same. Yep. Whoever finishes first at the end of the regular season in each NPL, they go verse in a competition playoff. So you have... Of the bottom A-League? No, not yet. So you have the bottom two from the A-League get relegated into their NPLs. Yep. And then you have fucking so you have Queensland NPL versus New South Wales NPL. Yep. Victorian Tassie versus Adelaide, Perth, Western Australia versus Northern Territory, or however you do it, or you do a round robin. Yep. Whoever finishes the top two of them, they go up. Yeah, and that's how you do it. But the thing is, do NPL teams have the money to be in A-League? And not even there's some NPL. I reckon Hobart United will be completely fine. Some clubs in New South Wales that have enough money to be in A-League. Hobart United would be fine because they've got infrastructure. That's what the money is. But it's not the players. A lot of New South Wales NPL teams even don't have enough money to be in A-League.
Yeah, but I still think if Marconi were to go,
they would be fine.
They would be
Teams
fine.
like that. But what if Marconi, say a small team like Southo won it? They don't have the.
Yeah, but like you just got to fucking take that on the chin.
Yeah, you got to obviously.
Like, who the fuck thought Blackpool would play in the Premier League? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And Huddersfield's a massive example. They're a tiny club.
They are.
Like, well, not anymore, but they were.
But I think the problem, if they did the NPL thing, do they need to change the whole system of how the A-League works, like transfer-wise?
Oh, you need to pay.
There's a salary cap and everything.
Yeah.
So what? NPL, there's obviously teams. How is Southo, like for example, going to afford like marquees? How would that work?
Yeah, but if you think about, this is what I'm saying, right? Now, like I know what you're saying because the price discrepancy. But if you think about Huddersfield when they come up, you think about Blackpool, you think about Sunderland. You have to just for the first few years
try compete with the players you have.
You've got to fucking actually think about who you're signing. You can't just willy-nilly sign anyone you want. Like Blackpool brought in Charlie Adams, Sunderland brought in an old Jermaine Defoe, and Duncan Watmore had a crack when he was young. Huddersfield had like Mooney. Was that his name?
Mooney. They had
Steve Mooney or something.
Steve Mooney. They had,
and then they had like Moy, essentially Johnny Hogg and stuff like that. Stankovic,
Fraser Campbell.
Yeah, like they just fucking had to survive with what they had. It's the exact same thing, and you'd be surprised who can survive.
There's a lot of NPL teams that would still compete with some NPL teams with the teams I have now would still compete with.
Bro, Oakley Canning.
Oakley Cannons were beating us.
Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Down in
Oakley
Sunshine Coast.
Oakley Cannons were a top team.
Yeah.
And they were beating us 1-0.
Yeah. Bro, look at Sydney Croatia. They finished 8th.
That's what I mean.
In the NPL.
We beat them. Our Northbridge team beat them, and we beat versing him in the Australia Cup final.
Yeah, yeah.
Like MacArthur.
Yeah, see? That's what I mean. The capabilities are there, but we just... I don't know. I think people overthink it too much. They're too concerned about like the future.
Yeah, they are.
I think you just got to fucking let it happen. Yeah. Experiment it. If worst comes to worst, sign on a contract that says if this doesn't work within these parameters within 5-10 years, back to the A-League and we'll go again.
Yeah.
Like, but you
got to take risks.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, there's so many good players in Australia. The league could be so good if they just took a chance with the NPL.
If clubs who are at the bottom had to fucking scrap for relegation.
Imagine how much more competitive. Because every year, back end of the season, after
15 games, they fuck off.
There's teams who just end up giving up because they know they're safe for next season. They will go back to the drawing board, or who do we sign?
Yeah.
There's no worry about we're in the scrap for NPL.
Yeah.
That would be so good as well.
Yeah.
Because imagine the crowds as well if you see like an A-League team versus an NPL team to go up.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, or we could do it like Germany, where you have the best NPL team versus because Germany they have 2 down like automatically, and France they do the same, and then the third bottom plays off in a playoff with the winner of the second division, like the team who comes third in their playoffs. Yeah. There's so many ways you can structure it, but I don't think we're fucking close to it at all.
They've said for 3 years now will be the season after.
Yeah,
isn't it meant to be next year the second division's coming in, or the year after?
Yeah, but the second division is just like another A-League, but they're just using the NPL clubs. I'm
pretty
sure.
So but is that happening next year? Is it confirmed? Like
2024 was the plan.
So that's not
18 months.
18 months.
Yeah, they'll start to happen, but who knows if it'll happen? Neither do I really care anymore. I've given up. Now, what's your biggest dream of football? Like if I could say Jed Drew walks out to the Camp Nou for fucking Shakhtar Donetsk against Barcelona. Or
biggest dream, make the next World Cup.
Yeah,
that's my biggest
2026?
dream. 2026. Yeah. I'll be 23. That's my biggest dream.
Fuck, you're young. I'm 22 now. That makes me Good luck, bro.
Thank you.
Good luck in all your endeavours. You'll be the first person from Blaxland to play in the World Cup. You know that?
Yeah.
Unless there's someone who made it for like one of the other teams, but I don't know any Aussies that came from Blaxland. No. Any advice to youngins from NPL watching this right now? Strictly to young kids playing in the NPL.
Young kids. Just take it, like whatever opportunity you get, take it. Like you never know who's watching an NPL. And I think that's the good thing about it, because I never knew who was watching when I was at Blacktown, and I got the call from an A-League academy. Like there's always people watching, and I feel like NPL is it's a top league.
Yeah.
And if you're performing, you're gonna get an opportunity. There's obviously clubs who love playing young boys early.
Yeah.
And I feel like that if you're at a right club where you're going to get an opportunity in first grade, like Marconi, they're playing young boys.
Yeah.
And I feel like A-League teams will see that and they'll be like, let's give young boys an opportunity.
Yeah, Marconi went through this shit there for a while, and youth got us out of it.
Yeah, they did. And I feel finally now in Australia they're like realizing, wow, there's a lot of young talent who are ready to be playing the top level. So I feel like if you prove yourself in NPL, especially NPL 1, New South Wales, the strongest league, what would be the strongest NPL for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Championship in England.
It is.
So fucking entertaining.
You get absolutely stuck in.
Yeah.
And there's actually, some of the football played is so good.
And the Ultras.
Mate, I love it.
When they rock up at Edens Hall Park or something like that.
I loved playing NPL last year because obviously we were more technical, I would say.
Yeah.
And I just
being the A-League feeder. Yeah, more technical.
They'll just be like, you boys are getting it hand given to you. Some of the teams will be like, you boys are young, why? Like, you can't even beat us while you're playing A-League.
Yeah.
And then you just get crunched. Like,
yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
revved me up.
Tell them to come to fucking Blacks and Redbacks. Let's
come to Luxon Hotel and you'll see what happens. Honestly.
Tell them to come play the Redbacks Intermediate too. See what happens. Honestly. I'll give it to them.
They wouldn't know what hit him.
Yeah. I got a few red cards in my time.
Mate.
I'm way too late. Don't even mean it either. Always, bro. Just coming in 2-footed. Just fuck, the ball's gone. I'm here now. May as well
just go through with it
now. Yeah. Whatever happens after. Tom Wrightson actually was on the end of one of my great balls in our Sunday League, weren't you? I went down the sideline, faked backwards, faked down the other way, put a cross in. Tom takes it on his chest, lays it off, handcuffed on the edge of the box. That was all time. Yeah, you had your time in the Redbacks. Dream team.
I remember watching Tom back in Winmalee Cup days. Winmalee Cup. That was prime. I would say prime. And
bro, my age
Tom Wrightson had 99 long shot. He was about 6 foot in year 6. I'm just watching this bloke ping him from outside the box of Winmalee Cup. I was in year 5. I think I was in year 4. So I was playing junior Winmalee Cup. Yeah. And I just see Tom Wrightson absolutely pinging long ball. You were dangerous. He was actually that dangerous.
St. Tommy's,
St. Tommy, best Winmalee Cup team of all time.
We used to fucking roll through that thing like there was nothing, and it was like me, Don Brachetto. Yeah. I say me, I was just the keeper, but like Don Brachetto went on to play. Like he did his ACL like 2 or 3 times. It was fucked. Like Dom Torcasio, Callum Bagatella, Lockie Atkins.
Atkins, wow.
Yeah, bro.
He was at Hawkesbury with my brother.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah, I talk when
they scored they scored like 20 goals each that season.
Yeah.
And he was so good.
He's a centre back by trade, like Lockie Grant.
He was a centre back.
Yeah,
at Springwood when you all used to play. Yeah, he was a centre back.
Yeah, and there was other cunts in the team. Who was in it? There was heaps. Nathan Kavanagh was in it. He plays for Warradale. Like all these guys, and we dominated. And then once we left, they just turned to absolute shit. So I have no idea what happened at Winmalee Cup. That was a great day, Bart.
Mate, Winmalee Cup.
I remember all the boys who couldn't make the football team played the volleyball comp. Yeah,
you can ball. You can ball.
Oh fuck! How many schools were in it, you reckon?
There was only like 6. No, because there was Winmalee Plate as well. And if you're in Winmalee Plate, you would just Winmalee Plate. Lapson would always be in.
What's a Winmalee Plate?
Winmalee Plate is when you weren't good enough for the cup, so you'd get put with Mount Riverview in the plate. Blackson East and St. Thomas. Yeah.
You're the second. No, you're the first pro out of Blackson High. No.
Soccer? Yeah. I think I'm the only to have made a A-League appearance.
Yeah, and then Richie Mason. There's someone else when I was growing up. I can't remember. He's older, but he played NPL.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. You'd be surprised in the mountains. There's a few guys that like just fly under the radar that all of a sudden just pop up and they play decent level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually another Bloomington Mountains boy now at MacArthur.
Well, what's his
keeper.
name? Shout him out.
Alex Robinson.
NPL
keeper of the year last year for Blacktown. He's on a scholarship now.
What school do you go to?
Went to Westfields with me.
Yeah. Well, he's from up there.
He's from Falconbridge.
Shit, good for him.
Yeah, he's a top keeper.
Yeah.
I reckon he's next Matty Ryan.
Yeah, you reckon?
He'll be gone in a few years.
Matty Ryan I bumped into at the Butternut.
Really?
Yeah, I was in there and I was driving through with my cousin Dan truck. I was like, fuck, that's Matty Ryan. He's like, no way. I was like, no, that's fucking Matty Ryan. Yeah, he's got family links up in the mountains. And I just walked into the Butternut and I was like, you're Matty Ryan. He's like, yeah, man. And he's with his like nephew and I was like, oh, can I just ask you a question? And he was like, yeah, go for it. Well, sure. I was like, what's it like to play against Aguero? because I just on top of my mind, eh? Yeah,
Because
Aguero had retired at the time or something like that, and I was just like, "What's it like to play against Aguero?" He just laughed. He was like, "Oh, you can't think about it, man." He's like, "The second you think about who you versus, you're
nightmares."
Yeah, he's like, "If you got to treat the Blackpool striker the same as the fucking Man City one, otherwise you're just gonna end up in a nightmare." Yeah. But anyway, this is going live on Wednesday night for anyone who's listening on the Wednesday night. Hopefully by the time this is done, Australia have qualified for the round of 16. Whatever happens after that, couldn't give a fuck. As long as we get through. Honestly, bro, people go, oh, we go Argentina. I think it's Argentina we'd most probably line up against.
Well, if we made it through. Wow. I feel an upset.
What are we in, D?
Yeah.
So we'd verse C. Who's C?
Isn't that is
yes.
That is Saudi.
Argentina, Mexico.
Poland.
Yeah, more than likely if we finish second in the group, it's Argentina. I don't give a fuck if we lose 8-0 to them. I just want to verse them. I want to verse Messi at a competitive stage in the comp.
Wait, but who's second if we all will verse Poland? If they finish. Who's first right now?
It's Poland, Argentina, Saudi, Mexico.
So if Poland win their next game, and Australia win... Oh. Yeah. So it's out of them too.
No, Argentina are more than likely going to beat Poland.
Yeah,
because they've turned it on now. Yeah. Like they're in the motion.
But imagine
if Mexico
we win and France lose. And
but our goal differences. Tunisia aren't putting more than one past them. Like on goal difference, they're not making it 2-0.
Oh, they're already on 6 points up.
Yeah, so if France,
but if they lost, would finish on 7.
No, because they're 4 goal difference, 4+. We're on minus 2. Yeah, we're on -2.
Yeah.
So, but we're in a good position. If you look at every other group, bro, it's all open. But we're the only group that is like our first is done. But Tunisia's got a team that will most probably whack them. So we're lucky that we can. Yeah.
So everyone's just you wait till Wednesday.
Even if Tunisia won, we'd still go through. No. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. If we drew, but that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would.
Fuck.
We have to just
crazy.
draw or win.
Yeah. We just have to fucking win.
We have to win.
Yeah, we just have to fucking win. You don't want to even gamble with it. You
don't gamble a draw. You go in thinking you win.
Yeah.
And see what happens. I'd rather get pumped than go sit back and play for a draw.
I said that as well.
I'd rather lose by actually trying to attack.
Yeah. And watch Denmark in full motion.
And not just absolutely sit back and let Eriksson long shot.
Yeah.
That's at least if we go out, we need to go out knowing that we've try to win a game.
Yeah.
Not just sitting.
I'm the exact same, man. I'm balls to the wall type of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not
as well.
Yeah, I'm not a
especially when we haven't made it this. We haven't been in this position for ages.
Yeah.
You might as well take it. Yeah.
You know, actually, funnily enough, in 2018 we're in a position to do it. Yeah. We're on 1 point and we had Peru to verse and we lose. And we lose. Yeah. So this is big. That's why I was almost crying the other night. I was like, fuck, we're actually got to win.
Yeah.
Now we're actually we're in cruise control.
We are.
And I don't know, Graham Arnold. I could say a few things, but I won't.
Yeah.
Because you're a professional footballer, but it'll be interesting.
Just in case I add that next.
Who do you tip for the World Cup?
To win it, Brazil.
Yeah. You reckon?
Brazil. Yeah.
I'm not sold.
Yeah, Brazil. You're not sold on Brazil?
No. Never.
I'm not sold on anyone. I'm not really sold on anyone right now. Literally, England have the best squad there, and they're drawing to USA.
I've never been sold on England. They don't do tournaments.
They actually don't. But they have the best team on paper.
Yeah,
100%.
Paper means fuck all.
Paper means nothing, and it's this is the strongest team I think they've ever had. Yeah. You can say back when they had Gerrard and all this, but if you look at that bench as well, you have Mount, Foden, Maddison to choose from. You have 3 of the best midfielders in the Prem.
I think a lot of people are ignoring, I said to the boys in the World Cups, when Argentina lost to Saudi, I was like, you'll forget, Spain lost first game in 2010.
Yeah.
2014, Germany drew to Ghana. Yeah. Fucking 2018, France drew to Denmark in the first. You can't. Yeah. It's just Argentina, whoever gets through.
I think it will still be a South.
New Zealand.
I think it's a South American team.
New Zealand were undefeated at 2010 World Cup. Only team. 3 draws.
3 draws. Wow.
Shout out Ryan Nielsen and Winston Reid. But
Winston Reid
and Shane Smelts,
legend.
Yeah,
West Ham legend.
What a player. Anyway, we'll end it there. Where can they find you on socials, Drew?
Instagram, Jed Drew _. And
underscroll.
Yeah, underscroll. Jed Drew _.
Yeah, and follow MacArthur Rams because they post a bit about you, I reckon.
Yeah,
MacArthur Bulls. Fucking
Rams.
MacArthur Rams. The AFL team. That's an AFL team.
MacArthur Rams, a state league MPL.
Fuck. Thanks for watching. Shout out 8th Street Archive for this shirt. Thanks, Eric. And hopefully by the time you're watching this, Socceroos are through. And see you next week with another guest. Thanks for hopping on, brother. Appreciate it.